Yo, what is up, everybody? Your boy Soto here, the Autumn Windbags. Some news just hit. It actually hit about five minutes ago or so that I needed to address. Derek Carr, the starting quarterback of our beloved Las Vegas Raiders, has not only been benched in favor of Jared Stidham uh, before the upcoming game against the 49ers, but Derek Carr has been completely shut down. He is not on the active roster. Chase Garbers has been moved up and elevated to the backup spot. So here's the deal. Here's the deal, brother. If Derek Carr gets hurt, right? If Carr gets hurt in these next two games, which are pretty much meaningless, we have like a 1% chance to make it to the playoffs, right? If Derek Carr gets hurt, then possibly the Raiders are on the hook for like $40 million over the next 2 years. And you don't bench and basically deactivate your starting quarterback with the contract situation that Derek Carr has for your backup quarterback if you're not going to release him. This move basically is to say, okay, Derek, we're going to move on. We don't want you getting hurt because then we owe you. If he doesn't, if Derek Carr doesn't play the next 2 years because he gets hurt, God forbid, I don't want anything bad to happen to dude. But what's going to happen is, excuse me, what's going to happen is the he would be owed $40 million over the next 2 years if he gets hurt in the next two games. So instead of doing that, instead of allowing him to get hurt, they're saying, okay, we're going to shut you down. We're going to elevate Chase Garbers from practice squad to backup. We're going to make Jared Stidham the backup. We're going to make him our starting quarterback, and we're going to let you go with a $5.6 million cap hit. That's it going into the next season. So it's not a surprise that I have been waiting for this moment. I have never once said that Jared Stidham is a better quarterback than Derek Carr. I don't think you'll ever find it anywhere in print, anywhere on any podcast or any this show or anyone else's show that I've done. Never have I said that. Uh, I do think Derek Carr is a better quarterback than Jared Stidham. I don't feel that right now Derek Carr is playing well, and I don't know that he's as consistent as Stidham. I think maybe because Stidham is a little bit more consistent, maybe not as good. And the thing is you can't game plan for inconsistency. You can't game plan around inconsistency because you don't know what you're going to get. Um, so moving forward, what does this mean? This means that barring some miraculous, I don't know, turn of events, that once the season is over, I believe the Raiders are going to start heavily shopping Derek Carr to other teams. Um, and if no trade is either imminent or agreed upon, then within 3 days of the Super Bowl, Derek Carr will get released. One of those two things are going to happen. Either he's going to get traded to a place where just Derek Carr is going to want to go because he has a no trade clause, or he's going to get released, and we owe him 5.6 million in dead cap. Excuse me. So that leads us to who are some possibilities. Um, the issues that we have right now is what direction do we want to go? Do we want to stay in house with a quarterback and draft someone new? Do we want to go out and get a veteran, established quarterback, or even a young quarterback? Because there's been a lot of names floated around there. Jimmy G is like a redheaded stepchild. I don't know that he's necessarily the answer that you want. I don't know that necessarily his play is a specific reason why the 49ers have been successful. Look at Brock Purdy doing a nice job in his absence. He was the third string quarterback, and he just goes in there, doesn't mess up, and lets the weapons and the defense do their job. So I don't necessarily know if Jimmy G is a long-term answer. I've heard a lot of rumblings about Tom Brady. He wanted to come here in the past. He's got weapons, comparable to what um, he had in Tampa. The defense isn't as good. The offensive line is, I believe, the offensive line that we have right now is better than what he has in Tampa. Um, but yeah, that's an option. He's going to be a free agent after this season, I believe. So he can be maybe a 2-year guy that we keep while we develop a younger quarterback. He can bring that winning attitude, that kind of culture that was instilled in him with the Patriots. I know that McDaniels came from the same area, the same spot. Um, Brady is used to the McDaniels system and what he wants to run. I think it could be run a little bit smoother. How much does he have left in the tank? I don't know. He's doing pretty good. He did pretty good last year. What's it going to cost us? Probably not a terrible amount because it's going to be a shorter term deal. Who knows? Um, there's another name that's been floated around is, has a connection to um, Devontae Adams and Jordan Love. If the Packers have an indication that Aaron Rodgers is going to want to play for at least another year, what do you do with Jordan Love? Jordan Love may want to hold out. He may like, you know what, I'm tired of getting screwed around here. I'm a first round pick. I want to go somewhere where I can play. Devontae Adams is familiar with Jordan Love. Jordan Love, I believe, has very good skills. I believe Jordan Love is on par skill-wise with any of the quarterbacks that are available in this draft. I'm not saying he's better. I'm not saying he's worse. I'm saying he's on par with any of the top 3 quarterbacks. If we can get Jordan Love for, I don't know, a 4, maybe a 3, I would do it. That's a possibility. And there's any number of names. That Gardner Minshew has been mentioned as a stopgap quarterback. That would mean that you do have to draft a younger quarterback and develop them. For the sake of the weapons that we have and that kind of 3-year window, like Hunter and Waller and Devontae, to have that core together for 2 years for 23 and 24, I think it's a better bet. Well, you can go 2 ways with that. You can get the Tom Brady to come in here, knows the system, knows how to run the system, can facilitate plus, right? Not going to make the huge mistakes, not going to have the implosions that we've seen with Carr. But also, you can go the Jordan Love route if you want to look further down the line in the future, where as a young guy can learn on the job, and somebody that can definitely has shown some promise. There is a article. Hopefully, you guys can still see. At the end of the um, Pittsburgh game, he said that we need to be able to throw the ball better offensively, and we haven't done that in the last month and a half, which is true. Um, I still see a lot of people saying, "Oh, the play calling is bad. This is bad." Blah blah blah. You know, I implore those people to watch a game film and watch the throws of players that were open that were just missed, and try to look at it from a wiped mindset. Um, it's going to be difficult because we all have our biases, right? But you take a look at, I mean, 6 games in general. If you can look at 6 games this season and watch tape, and not even the whole 6 games, there's 2 whole games and 4 second halves. The first LA Charger game, where Carr threw 3 interceptions, 2 in the fourth quarter, he was not good. The second half of the Arizona game, I think he threw for less than 30 yards. Um, the Jacksonville game, second half, I think he threw for 11 yards or something like that, something crazy, or under 40 yards, something like that. It was a low amount, under 40. All of them were under 40. That's Jacksonville. You have the Rams game. The Rams game was when he threw for 11 yards in the second half. Okay, and then the Pittsburgh game, second half, but the entire game he threw 3 interceptions. I think we had 1 first down in the second half, and couldn't do anything. And then the entire New Orleans game where he couldn't move the ball past the 50. You want to blame People want to blame our offensive line. He's running for his life, as people like to say sometimes. PFF and ESPN a guy on Twitter, and I forgot his name. I'll try to give him in the credit in the comments. He did a blended score of PFF and ESPN score for offensive line pass protection, and the Raiders ranked number 6 in the league. Number 6 best pass protection in the league, off of PFF pass protection and ESPN ranking offensive line pass protection. Running game, we have the leading rusher in the NFL. So you really can't point at the offensive line. Defensively, we're not great, but 5 out of the last 6 teams have not scored over 17 points against us. 17 points is a pretty good barometer to unless you're the Denver Broncos and only score 15 a game. When your team is built around the offense, and that offense is built around its skill positions, and you can't win with your team giving up 17 points or less, you have to take a look at who's to blame here. And Derek Carr is the fall guy. And I'm saying it's not warranted, because I believe it is. It's just a lot of excuses, I think. Now, I didn't start coming down on Derek Carr. The first year that we started this podcast was in the 2020 season. And we did it right after the Jets game where Carr hit Ruggs for the long touchdown, last second pass. I didn't start coming down on Derek Carr until last season. That's when I really started hey, man, we got to move on, right? And those are people that are saying, oh, well, Josh McDaniels is a terrible coach. He's got to go, this and that, blah, blah, blah. You're not going to pay 3 coaches. You're not going to pay Gruden. You're not going to pay Josh McDaniels and then a third head coach that you end up hiring. You're not going to do that. You have to give him time. He's, 6-9 with the franchise quarterback that he was given, severely underperforming. And it's been 15 games. So you're going to want to give Derek Carr a 10th season, but you're not going to want to give Josh McDaniels a second season. That just seems a little bit biased to me. Those of you that are reaching and searching for answers to not be Derek Carr, we're going to find out. We're going to find out, and it's going to be tough, especially this week. We're going to find out against the 49ers, who the 49ers have given up like an average of like 14 points a game the last, like, since like Halloween, right? They're a really good defense, top defense in the NFL. But the thing is what we have to focus on right now is, what is the best chance that we have moving forward, because this season is pretty much done. And the chance that we have is to not get Carr hurt, not owe him money. Realistically and unfortunately, you have a 9-year veteran at quarterback who has gotten worse over the last third of the season, and has not shown me that he's picking up this offense and getting better. No, dude, I'm not homeless, man. I'm London Raider. You're freaking hilarious, bro. I'm at work right now, and it's a little chilly, but not super cold. But I like to keep myself warm because I don't have any hair, so I wear a beanie. But yeah, man, Jared Stidham is going to be our starting quarterback the next two games. Carr is not only benched, but he's being basically deactivated, and it looks like we're going to move on, guys. Let me know in the comments who. Not look. You can say all you want that it's not his fault or whatever. This is happening. Let's just call it what it is. This is happening. We're moving on from Carr. Let's just accept the fact. I want to focus on what we should do moving forward. So hit me up in the comments, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You know we always love and appreciate your support. Sorry about the quality of the video if it's bad. I'm out here at work on a break trying to give you guys a quick reaction. But I love you guys. The day that I've been waiting for over a season, and many of you have been looking for a long time. Looks like we're moving on from Derek Carr. And things should be pretty interesting moving forward. A new regime, a new time, a new outlook, and hopefully some new hope for your and my Las Vegas Raiders. All right, guys, we'll talk to you next time. Peace.